Hi, I'm 27F and I'm going through a mix of emotions right now. I really need to get this off my chest and hopefully hear from anyone who's been through something similar. Last week I met a guy from the UK. He was in Turkey for dental treatment with a friend. We met very unexpectedly and there was an instant, deep connection between us. Emotionally, physically, we clicked from the very beginning. He made an effort to see me again, and we ended up spending the night together the day we met. It felt like we knew each other from before. At the same time, I was going through a big shift in my life. I had quit my job and was preparing to move from Izmir to Antalya. When I told him, he offered to help me move. I was surprised but said okay, and he even left his friend behind and came with me. Then something awful happened. The moving company tried to steal my savings and gold. It was one of the most stressful days of my life. He stood by me the entire time, even went to the police with me, stayed calm when I was crying non-stop, helped me find a new mover, and was just there for me through it all. I felt so supported. Once we got to Antalya, we stayed in a hotel, which I paid for, along with everything else like food and transportation. He didn't have money, but I didn't care in the moment because I felt like he was giving me emotional support that meant more than money. He kept saying things like, "I'll support you with rent," and "I'll send you 10,000 teraliters every month," even though I never once asked for help. He talked about how he wanted to keep seeing me, how he'd come visit every month, and how this could be the beginning of something real. We even looked for a rental apartment near the sea, close to a park, so he could eventually bring his dog, and it would be peaceful for my 2 cats too. We imagined having a spare room for my dad to visit. It was like we were planning a future out of nowhere, and I was shocked by how natural it all felt. We also looked at promise rings together. He said he wanted to buy me one. He told me, "My dad will love you, my sister will adore you." He shared that he had cut ties with his abusive mother. And I related deeply to that because I've had a lot of distance from my own family too. I felt like we really understood each other. But then came the emotional whiplash. A few days later, he told me he had ended a 2-year relationship just 2 months ago. He said the relationship was toxic, that she broke windows and was aggressive, but also admitted, "I still like her." The following tell. No relationship really happens as fast as what you described. Acting like he is a great boyfriend and is ready to make a commitment ASAP is not the same as learning about someone over time and building a relationship. It seems like he really rushed it for some reason, but you went along with it. It sounds like he might have been setting you up for a scam or a rip-off of his own, because he was definitely doing the love bombing stuff. You can't trust somebody that moves that fast. They're always hiding something. If you are very attractive, men will be infatuated or just want to sleep with you, and say whatever you want to hear. Live and learn. Next time you will know to slow it down yourself and take some space. You spent too much time together in the beginning. He would have flaked and let you down at some point, which hurts, but at least maybe not feeling like your world ended. He's probably still involved with somebody and just might have wanted a vacation fling. It's an ego trip for a man to have women believing in him and falling in love with him. They lie easily, especially when out of town. They know, sex with somebody in love with them, who thinks they are wonderful, is juicy and the best. Then they just disappear. Very charming, smart, attractive people can be users, rip-off artists or sleazeball husbands from another town. They could be criminals, fleeing their country and trying to pick up a woman to look respectable and hide. Meet someone in the town where they live, and check out where they live before you sleep with them. There's lots of people vacationing and looking for action. I hope you reported your robbery, fraud attempt to the police. It might be possible that your new friend is involved with that in some way, watching you to see what you do as kind of a lookout person for the thieves. Did he have access to your possessions? I think you should tell the police about him, just in case he is connected. The following tell. I've read the majority of posts here and yours is in the minority, which jibes with your assessment of Reddit in general. I was in the end stages of divorce from a woman who gave me 2 wonderful daughters over the course of a 6-year marriage and an STD. I met a woman 8 years younger, while on Christmas vacation, at the local bar. My brother and his girlfriend were having a bar food dinner together with me, and this woman walked over and sat with us. She was gorgeous and I was smitten. She was the sister of my brother's girlfriend, so I had an opening to start a conversation, and although I've never been someone graced with witty conversation abilities, I knew I was not going to have time to establish a relationship, and I really needed to learn who she was and what made her tick, on the really long shot, for me. She might become interested to know more about myself. Today, I do not recall everything we talked about, but we both stopped drinking after only a couple of beers each, and our conversation only ended when we were told to leave at closing time. I was totally scared, that I do remember, but we agreed to a date for the next night. Cutting this short, we repeated the previous night's conversation, only this time it got truly intense into each other's beliefs, plans for the future, and then she told me she had been going to college, but a 2-year-old son from a boyfriend who dumped her when she got pregnant made affording to continue her education impossible. I spent a few days pulling my head out of the clouds, but I believed we could make it work if this was a shared truth, and we both understood the cliff we were considering a leap of faith jump over. We decided we get a motel room. We did, and we didn't get any sleep, and she almost lost her job being late. We spent my last 2 days together and sleeping together at my brother's home. I went back west and 3 days later called and asked her if she wanted me to come get her and her son. She did, and I did. 44 years later, and lots of highs and some really nasty lows, we still think we did something important for my 2 sons and my daughter, who we got to watch as they each navigated lives unique to each other and much more successful than their parents. I write all this not as something I advocate to follow, because I'm here to tell you we got lucky in so many things, and we got help from each other where it would have gone in the dumpster. Thanks for watching, come back again.